Good evening and welcome to tonight's video here. Now at the moment it is quite late, as it usually is lately when I get out and shoot a video. It's just going to be a short one tonight, I'm sure. It's nearly 20 past 9, it's about 18 minutes past 9. I'm at this rather deserted spot here. I've been here before in one of my other videos, out in the wilderness so to speak. Just like to tell you about a little thing that happened to me last night. It's nothing too amazing, but like, it wasn't good nevertheless. I decided to try and ride to Washington. No, not the one in America, not Washington DC, the one that's here in the northeast of England. I've never been there before ever on my bike, so I took a slow ride up. And first of all, it was very hot yesterday, and it got increasingly more difficult as the journey went on. But I did actually get there, but I had to cross a lot of dodgy main roads and roundabouts. It was not good, like. Not for me. I don't like crossing roads. I don't even like riding on busy roads. I just nearly got run over the other week, a few weeks back at the Moncton Village. I tried to cross at the bottom where the railway crossing used to be, and I thought there was no cars coming. I checked and I went off the curb, and as soon as I was going off the curb I could hear a car whizzing down from the blind corner. I could just see it out of the corner of my eye as I went across the road. Could have got hit there, like, but that was a few weeks back. Anyway, when I got to Washington I was a bit lost, and it was starting, the lighting was starting to go, so I didn't get to shoot any video, and I was a bit worse for wear, so I was in no shape for shooting video. And I was thinking, how am I going to find my way back when darkness falls, once it's totally pitch black, because I might not find the streets I went down. I remember them all, you know, all the roads and paths and things. Anyway, what happened was I tried to find a takeaway for something to eat, and I couldn't find one. I searched around a bit, and I had to ask these couple of guys who were standing outside of the house next to their cars chatting, and they said, oh, I think there's one just around the corner across the road there on the right. You go up there and turn right. I says, all right, thanks very much. And I went across, and sure as eggs are eggs, I looked around the corner. It didn't look like there was anything there, but then I could see there was some bright light shining onto the road. So I went down the little, it looked like a back street, it was out the way, you know. And sure as eggs are eggs, there was a pizza shop, and the light was emanating from there. So I went in, and they had very reasonably priced pizzas actually. The place was called Food Father, I think. Sort of like a paying homage to the Godfather, the Francis Ford Coppola movie with Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, James Caan, and a few other people. So the pizza was only £7.50 with a bottle of water as well included, all for that price. And it was a 12-inch chicken and mushroom pizza. The next problem was, I asked this guy who was standing outside the shop if he knew where there was some seats so I could sit down to eat me pizza. And he says, I'm sure there's some up there. He says, you turn left. And then he changed it and he goes, no, then you turn right at the alley, down the alley bit, or like an alley, like a road, back street. Anyway, I went up there. There was no seats anywhere, none, zero, zilch, nada, no seats, right? So I thought, oh bloody hell. So I was thinking to myself, he probably, sometimes when people say, I'm sure there's some up there, what it probably really means, if you analyse it more deeply, it means that they're not sure that there's some up there, and they only think there's some up there. Because if he knew there was some up there for certain, he would have said, there's some seats up there on the right, round the corner. He wouldn't have said, I'm sure there's some there, because there wasn't any there. So anyway, I ended up sitting on this wall in a housing estate, eating me pizza, and then this cat came along, right? It's a nice cat, don't get us wrong. Unusual looking, you know, he's like a brown and light tan and different colours like that. He wasn't like a tabby or a black and white cat or anything like that. He looked unusual, sort of different type of colour scheme he had going on there. Anyway, I tried to throw him a piece of chicken off the pizza, and it stuck to my finger as I was throwing it, and it went flying sideways, and I think it went in someone's front garden, unfortunately, and he didn't see where it went. So anyway, he started to waltz over, and he jumped up on the wall and sat next to us. So I tried to find some pieces of chicken on my pizza. It was hard to find them with all the cheese and tomato. I was pulling bits off. It was mainly lumps of cheese I was giving him, and to my surprise, he was eating the cheese, the tomato and everything. There was hardly any chicken on, I don't think. In fact, I think some of the pieces I give him didn't have any chicken on whatsoever, and he still ate it, and he was still wanting more. He was getting closer, like, and he meowed as well. So he wanted more of the cheese. I didn't realise cats ate cheese. Is that normal? I only give him a few little bits. It wasn't enough to cause him any great harm or anything. He's not going to end up looking like Marlon Brando anytime soon, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing like that. Not enough. Anyway, what happened after that was, when I finished my pizza, I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to find my way back home? So I goes to get on my bike, and then I gets on, and I tried to pedal, and then all of a sudden I realised I couldn't pedal. The pedals were locked up. I thought, oh my god. So basically what had happened was, I got off the bike, I pulled my bike off, I pulled the my bike light off the front of the bike and shone it on the cogs and everything where the pedals are on the front. And what had happened was, somehow the chain is a little bracket thing that moves from side to side to change your gear on the front. Somehow it had moved while I'd been stationary eating the pizza, and it had pulled the chain sideways, so the chain was twisted sideways, so it couldn't move. So I started to try to fix it and bend it, and I was getting covered in oil and everything, and I couldn't do it. So I'm thinking, how am I going to do it? I'm going to be stuck in Washington all night here. So this guy walked past with his wife or his girlfriend, and I said, excuse me mate, you don't know anything much about bikes and problems with bikes by any chance, do you? He goes, why, what's wrong? I says, me pedals, the cogs have completely jammed up, I can't move, and I've got to get back home. He says, I'll have a look. And he got covered in oil. He was getting his hands on the chain and everything. He's getting me to hold the bike up where he started to try and fix the chain thing, and he managed to pull the chain off eventually. And then he goes, oh, I think your whole crank's bent. I says, oh my god. But it wasn't, luckily it wasn't. It must have been just an optical illusion. And somehow he managed to pull the chain off the middle cog on the front and get it on the top one, the big cog, and he got it back on and got the twist out of the chain. And he says, you're good to go now mate. He says, just don't change the front gears, you know, the cogs on the front gears on the left hand side. He says, and try and stay in the same gear all the way home, and it should get you back home. So I thanked him very much, and he went on his way. He was covered in oil, like, I don't know where he's going, but he was absolutely covered in oil over his hands because I just oiled it recently. And I says, sorry for causing you all this hassle and everything. So he says, oh no, it's no bother. So he was very helpful and friendly and polite, unlike some of the people I've been encountering online lately. But never mind, let's not talk about those losers. It's best to ignore people like that. That's what I'm going to do most of the time, the nasty ones, you know. It's starting to get a bit, it's almost getting dark here, by the way, but this camera is really good in this sort of light, so it should be good for a bit. So anyway, then I tried to find my way back, and after eating that pizza, it wasn't easy to ride up a little bank. It was like I had indigestion and everything, but I managed to get up the bank and then back down some paths and alleyways where I went through. I managed to find my way back, thank goodness, but it wasn't easy at all. I was in a bad shape with all my other usual shit going on, you know, the usual stuff. So yeah, wasn't great. I asked the guy in the pizza shop, I forgot to mention this bit, if he knew where Washington Village was from here, and he said he didn't know what I was on about because they were like foreign, you know. There's one guy spoke better English than the other guy, and he could understand us better. But he says, the town centre's that way. I says, alright, thanks. So I don't know if the village is up that way, it might be, or I'm not sure. Because I was trying to find like the bit where Washington Arts Centre is, and Washington Old Hall, but it was too far away. I was not in a fit shape to try and get any further. I was up a bank and everything, massive bank. Pretty steep bank as far as I could tell. So I didn't get there on this occasion. And now I'm a bit, unsure about taking my bike far away, because if that happens again, I could be stuck there if nobody can help us. and if I kind of get a taxi back, because there might not be to fit me bike in the taxi, and they might refuse, so I'll be stuck in Washington all night, or wherever I am, you know, which is not a good thing, really. So that's what happened last night. So I came back in the pitch black darkness. I got home like about just after 11 o'clock or something. Yeah, without shooting a single frame of video, unfortunately. I was really in no fit shape. I was extremely worse for wear. I couldn't shoot anything. So yeah, hopefully in the future, I don't know if I can afford to get my bike fixed at the minute. It needs a bit of an overhaul, shall we say, I think, because it's making this clicking noise when you pedal as well. That's not why I had the problem with chain jamming up and the cogs on the front. That was nothing to do with that though. I think what happened was, when I was sitting eating the pizza, I've either caught the wire, you know, the cable, and it goes across underneath your crossbar, and it must have pulled on it or something, or pushed against it, and it's moved the wire and pulled the bracket that moves your gears, and it's pulled the chain sideways and twisted it without us realising, and when I went to ride off, it's of course jammed up and locked. And yeah, it wasn't easy to fix, so the guy did a very good job. So if he's watching this video, which I highly doubt, thanks very much, mate. I didn't get your name. I didn't get the guy's name, unfortunately. He was just off after that, you know, he was in a hurry or whatever. So there you go. But at least I got to meet a nice cat that liked to eat cheese off the pizza and stuff, and all that stuff, you know. Right then, trying to think if I missed anything that I wanted to mention. Yeah, but if there's anyone from Washington watching this, if you could let us know, like, I was at the Food Father pizza shop. Is it far from there to the Washington Village, do you know? And do you go straight up that bank, the street in front behind the pizza shop, the main road bit? Do you go up that street to get to the village? Is that where you go? Because I'm not sure still. The guy just said that town centre was that way. I presume that's where the galleries are and stuff up there. But I don't think the village is next to the galleries and stuff, and I don't know if Savour Centre's still there, but that's what used to be there, and I know Morrison's is there, I think. That's in the... I don't think that bit's next to the village, is it? Or is it? I don't know. I don't think it is. So let us know, and I'll be very thankful for that if you can shed any light on that and help us find out where it is from that pizza shop, the village, because I haven't got a sat-nav yet. I need to invest in a sat-nav for my bike. And if I do invest in one, I need to plug it into a power bank as well, because I had one in the past and I used to use it on my bike, and the battery always used to run out before you'd even got to your destination. So, and I did plug it, eventually plug a power bank into that one, but something was wrong with the lead, and it sometimes kept cutting out and it would go off, so it wasn't great. Anyway, that's pretty much the video for tonight. The light's pretty much gone. Almost now, pretty much. It's very, very dull and near dark. And by the way, that's a great film, Near Dark, about vampires, if you haven't seen it. It stars Adrian Pasdar and Jenny Wright. And Lance Henriksen as well. He plays the head of the vampire group that's in the film. Yeah, it's a good film, that. It's a bit underrated. I don't think too many people have heard of it. I guess it's a bit more famous now than it was back in 1987 when it was made. And it's got an excellent music soundtrack score by Tangerine Dream as well. So check it out if you haven't seen it. Near Dark, directed by Catherine Bigelow, and she's the same person that directed Point Break with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves, and Gary Busey, of course. So don't miss out on that one if you haven't seen it or heard of it. It's well worth picking up, and you can still get it on Blu-ray if you still buy Blu-rays rather than the crappy streaming services. Yeah, Blu-ray is the way to go, in my opinion, not streaming. Yeah, 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, anything but streaming. The only streaming I ever use sometimes is Amazon Prime Video, and even then that sucks as well. But at least you don't have to sign up to it. You can just pay for the film and download the bloody thing, you know what I mean? So there you go, Bob's your uncle. But I had trouble with me downloading software recently, and it wouldn't download shit at all. So what happened was I was paying for the film and then going to download it, and it would get halfway through and then get stuck. So I'd paid for nothing, basically. That's why I don't like it. That's one of the reasons anyway. But it's still better than the rest. Amazon Prime, in my opinion. because you don't have to sign up and pay monthly fees. I guess you do if you join Prime, but you can still get the films without joining Prime. You see, that's a good thing about it. But I still prefer Blu-ray, DVD and 4K and all that. I've even got laser discs, but I don't tend to watch them much these days because they are lower quality than DVD. At one time they were the bee's knees. Laser discs, everyone was going, "Have you seen the picture quality on Top Gun on laser disc? It's amazing." I'm now thinking I shouldn't have done that. I need a drink of water. I haven't recovered from yesterday. I don't think. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to wish you all a fond farewell, a very good night or a very good day wherever you happen to be right now. Whether you're sitting on the toilet eating your dinner or watching the television or sitting on the roof or wherever you are. So from me, don't forget, well, I'll say it first of all, don't forget to give us a little like if you enjoyed any of this little short video. If it is short, I don't know how long I've been talking for. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see any more videos in the future. And you'll get some notifications and you'll see my video if you want to watch it. Okay, so thanks very much and I'll see you all next time. So bye for now, good night now, ta-ra now, see you later.